Go, 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 go. Load, load. Yo, you're almost there. Almost there. You can do it. Oh, we're so close. Oh, so disappointing. So disappointing. Okay. All right. Not off to a good start. Not off to a good start. I'll leave it up there and see if YouTube wants to connect later, but we'll see what happens. But we got this chat working pretty perfectly. So if you guys can hear me on YouTube, if you figured out how to, if the video is streaming, it's telling me it's not, but I can't see any YouTube comments for all the YouTube people. Oh, hold on. Oh, I did a little refresh. We're good. We are good. So now my YouTube people could connect, it looks like. And then we got CJ in the house. We got Albert. We got Alex, Andy. Good morning to Bill, Brian. We got Carolyn in the house. Good morning. We got Greg K, GW, J, Joe, JT. Kevin Stone is in the house. Good morning to LW, Mr. Lucian himself. Martina, Richard J. Good morning. We got Rick GJ. We got Ron, Sean, Win, Yo, Varus. Yo, Varus is in the house early today. What is happening? We got Daniel in YouTube land. So Daniel figured out how to get there. It looks like it's running. Whew, we're off to a start. We're off to a start. Now we got it. Now we got it. Let's pull up the SPY to see if the Bulls or the Bears got it. And of course, it's 2023. It goes to the Bulls. So the Bulls are jumping ahead, full steam ahead. They just don't care. We did have the Lizard Man Zuckerberg report earnings last night on Meta. And even with all his jiu-jitsu training to fight Elon Musk, he still seemed to crush it this quarter. So everything looked good on the Meta front. We do have the SPY gapping up. We did have GDP coming in better than expected. Continuing job rates were also pretty impressive. They're not really throwing out some bad news. We'll tackle Jerome Powell, but we did survive a Jerome Powell day yesterday. We did get the rate hike, and we continue to just move forward. So again, what do we do today? We have really nothing in the way stopping us. We got some volume here, nothing crazy, but we're at 459.01. We could be looking at a 468.98 target. So our targets just keep on climbing up as we continue to progress. We do have, I think, one level of VPOC here somewhere. I think maybe 460.98 will be the at least. It looks like developing VPOC even, probably because it's so far away. But yeah, the last real spot we had was 460.98, and then if we breach that, again, not a lot holding us back. The highest point next would be 468. I don't think that one happens today, but we could see a 463.41 if that breaks. Let's take a look at who's being trapped on this one. I think we are starting to a lot of this to get to this point. There was a lot of people on the wrong side of the markets. There was a lot of people shorting, a lot of people sitting on the sidelines waiting to see if that big recession happens. And like I said before, even if you're sitting in T-bills, which you're getting 5.2, 5.4, I think there was 1 point right in July where it was up to like 7% on a 30-day T-bill. That's a phenomenal return. And a lot of money was moved into bonds, trying to just earn the rather safe interest at a pretty decent level. I still have a bunch of it. I'm not personally upset because I got a whole bunch more in the market, so kind of balanced out. But there's people that took everything from the markets, threw it right into the bonds, and they're sitting on the sidelines missing this. And I think there's still a lot of money in the bonds that are starting to move over, because 5% looks great, but if you put it next to a 30%, 40% return, 100% return on some of the stocks, it doesn't look as impressive anymore. So there is a little feeling of missing out on everything. That money is coming back. I think we got some people chasing. I think we got some people pushing. But again, news keeps coming out pretty positive in all fronts. It looks like a recession got canceled. And I don't know. But this is a retest gap. Obviously, a strong little move yesterday from Jerome Powell. Really, really good gap today. like I said, it is technically a retest gap. I'd want to see, I think, everything come back for a retest. This makes it tough. It is a big, big gap. It's almost $2, about $2 to the higher side, $3. He's still going. And we do have targets higher. So lots of buying into this gap. Lots of people should be profitable. You do have a lot of money on the sidelines as well, but honestly, pullback zone would be, see what happens at 457.80. So that would be the spot that I'd be looking for, some kind of pullback. If that doesn't hold, we're probably looking for more of a full-on retest. Maybe we get down to like 455.52. But I think bullish is still the direction, at least longer term. Today, I don't know, most likely get some kind of sell at some point, I think, to take profits. That being said, we got a lot of room on the spot or keep on trucking. So I don't know. I don't know. Bullish is the direction. Now it gets tricky of like, okay, when do you get in? Why do you get in? Is it just a FOMO play? We'll see. Qs. Again, nice move on Meta yesterday. That's helping to push the Qs up. Qs look really, really nice. We should have a pretty good target. Obviously, we're not gapping 52-week highs like we are in the SPY. So still had a little bit more weakness in it. But again, this is what led the rally up in the first place. And beautiful looking gap. So we'll see, maybe, and this is a gap and go as well. Probably targets on this one, 385.70 for today. And then if we start next target, probably 386.52. If that one starts to break, next stop on Qs would be about 392.03. And then we're probably sitting somewhere around this 395, 396 zone. So plenty of room to the upside still, even with the just vertical move we've had already in the markets. And I'm going to be looking to play bullish. I think out of the gate, we have to be careful because we could get some kind of pullback. That being said, yeah. Meta. Oh, my peeps in YouTube land coming in saying good morning to all you guys as well. Meta. Beautiful looking jump again on earnings. This one, did we get a little red candle yesterday? Yes, we did. Gapping over, just an absolute major pivot. Be very cautious on Meta here. So huge volume area, 329.91, essentially 330. 331.11, I would say, would be the peak. But we do have a lot of volume there. If 331, I'll just go a little higher, 331.50, let's say. If that one starts to break and hold, Meta could continue to run into all-time highs, 381.40. It's got a lot of room up there, and the liquidity would be on a back. But Meta at open, pretty decent gap up. At this point, I would have to look for a fade. I think I'm not going to play it short. I know that already. But if we start to get underneath, and I don't know how much room we'd have too, but anything under 324.59, that starts to at least put some of that liquidity as more of that resistance, but we're in it right now. So maybe a little chop at open. And again, we have to see if this thing could break 331-ish, and it's got plenty of room to the 380 level, and we'll see if we could just keep on moving higher. I know you guys always ask for Tesla. If you guys have anything else that you want to take a look at, more than welcome to throw that into the chat. We'll pull it up. We'll take a look and we'll see what we can find. I know Tesla is a wildly popular one, so we'll start with that one. Alex wants to take a look at the Googs. The Googles. Tesla. Really good location at open. Man. Technically a retest gap, but very good support below us. Again, I don't see a lot in the way. Probably about 270, 243 would be our first target. So we got about $2 to the higher side. The bigger thing on Tesla to watch out, and then we start to get into probably a little bit of a chop zone. May get up to about 276, 277. We have to see what happens from there. Then if we clear some room out, we'd probably be looking closer to 290, 94. I don't know if that one happens today. We would have to really run. But that being said, we do have a wide open gap up into this 288.92. If we're going to hit that top of the last VPOC, that would be 297.34. So it's got room. We do have a wide open gap. Really not a lot stopping us. The bigger thing here would be that 10 EMA if we get through that 10 EMA on a daily. So that might stunt the growth for today, but going forward, if we start to really break out of that, that would look decent for more continuation on the upside for Google. We got, for Tesla, we got Google. Google would probably be the play. Not really any volume up until about, at least we could probably do about $1.50 on this one. In a minimum case, really, really nice gap. High wave indecision after beautiful earnings gap. This one does look like it's got some more steam in it. So about $1.50 from here. Would love to see a little pullback. I don't know if we're going to get it. How is Google not just already on the list? All right, let's put this as number one. Tesla, Tesla or Google. Google looks like a better gap with just really nothing in the way. At least for the first $1.50, then we have to sweat it out a little. But it could break through with the type of gap that we just had through. And then we could be looking at maybe like 135. That would take us to about $4. So not bad there. Boeing, crazy breakout day yesterday. A little bit of a retest gap. I think buy the dip would still be on this one. I wouldn't go bullish out of the gate, as we did just have an extremely massive day. Very good breakout candle on Boeing yesterday. And we are gapping up. So this should be a retest. I'd see if we could get a little bit of a pullback, maybe back to this 229.93 zone. I don't know if it happens or not. There's really not a lot of volume holding us up. Start looking at the weeklies. The weeklies, the next spot, at least for the bears, would be 241.18. So that would be my target. If that starts to break, we probably start looking into the 250 zone. And then there is absolutely zero zilch zada nothing up until maybe about 335. And you could see probably some more continued breakout on Boeing. So watch Boeing at least in a little bit of a longer term day trade. Again, it should be a little bit of a, I would assume, retest gap. But I'm not opposed to probably actually taking out some maybe like 280 calls. We could probably even get like the 260s really. 260s. Maybe I could even get like the 255s and go like 2-3 months out, something like that. Just to give it enough time, but more than enough room. As soon as this thing starts breaking this 260 zone, there's not a lot till 280. After 280, it's wide open till at least minimum 323. So Boeing does have some room on it. Let's see. Lurky wants to take a look at NEO. Not allowed to look at GPS, Ron. I'll pull it up next. Let's see. NEO. Nice little push yesterday. Good breakout candle. Very similar, but a little bit better in a weird way comparatively to Boeing. Boeing has already been moving. This one looks like a higher low on a longer time frame. Looks like we did break the downtrends. Did we break the downtrend? Actually, hold on 1 second. Something like this. So we've been out of the downtrend. So we double bottomed really outside of that little downtrends, and we had a nice breakout candle. Again, this one should be a retest candle, I would assume. So maybe don't be the first one to buy it. That's an interesting location for open, though. I think if this one could open probably for $14.11. You don't have any moving averages. I don't even see, to be honest. Oh, because I'm on the weekly. Hold on. That's why I was like, I don't see any of the VPOCs on this one, but that makes sense. Yeah, we're above everything. So see if we get some kind of a pullback. Maybe somebody wants to take profit. Next immediate target will be about 1484. And then if that breaks, probably 1547. But yeah, not a lot really holding this thing back. So Neo is going to start scooting a little bit higher in the watch list again. Maybe not the first one to buy it at open today, especially with the entire market just gapping up. But and then according to this, volume doesn't really come in until about 1736. Wild. Pretty wild. All right, let's take a look at GPS. We're light on tickers today. GPS. There we go. We finally hit the target. I knew it was going to happen. Right into that 1022. Perfectly. We just had to hold everything overnight. Yeah, we tried to play this one stops. I didn't think we're too tight whatsoever yesterday. This one does have the squeeze action. It went exactly where I thought it was going to go. Just not in my time frame, I guess. So we'll remove that. Oops. This one, be careful on. Now at this point, it is a retest gap, and this would have been my target from yesterday anyway. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Watch out for 1024. I did have a real final target yesterday of 1033, which is where I thought it could have went to. That takes us into this VPOC. But yeah, I probably wouldn't play GPS today. It does look like it's breaking out on a daily. Nice inverse head and shoulders. Everything looks good, but yeah, it's already gapping up. Retest candle, good volume yesterday. And yeah. Sebastian, we got NVIDIA. I guess we don't need those fibs no more. I also now I'm curious, what's those red lines? I have no idea. I have no clue. I don't know if I want to take them off because they're there for a reason. I just can't remember what the reason was. Yeah, you tell me. I don't know. Maybe that's targets for everything, I guess. I don't know. Yep. So nice little gap and go. Chips should be okay. Again, we're in some kind of just little chop zone still. So target would be about 470.29. That's still a good $6 to the higher side on it. So that looks decent. Again, it's a retest gap. NVIDIA would definitely be candidate for that little bit of a sell in the beginning of the day because we are in a chop. So maybe we get that like high wave that we could play. Maybe we could even take a pre-market breakout. Actually, I'm going to look at NVIDIA. $6 is a decent amount on the vids. I'm going to see if there's any like pre-market. Give me like 5 minutes on that one, and we'll take a look. Let's look at AMD. AMD is also a gap and go. This one is still inside this one candle. We got pressure of some moving averages still in on us. Obviously, it's been a little bit weaker than NVIDIA, but it doesn't mean it's not ready to. Let's get ready to rumble. I'd have to watch out for like 111.96. So yeah, if anything, I probably prefer. I'll move this one just a little higher, but I would prefer NVIDIA over AMD today on a at least on a bullish trade. Let's see what else we got. LUV. So LUV is a gap down, I believe, on earnings, so they missed. We actually saw Delta beat, and that one came down a little bit too. So good run up into earnings. This one kind of did miss, and we are below a lot of these VPOCs at this point. So LUV would be a short candidate. It's also a gap and go from yesterday, so that one could be a decent short. That would be my short if I had to go short somewhere. We got Meta. We'll keep that on the watch list. Tesla, Logi. 3M probably still continuing. 3M is pulling back a little bit today, so pre-market actually down about $2. Still above that earnings little pop, which is good. RTX, nice hammer inside candle yesterday from RTX. I do think if probably on a swing trade basis, 87.25 breaks, that would be decent. We do have to start watching this one though. So this is the second VPOC in a row that is moving higher. So we can get one, even if it's just another inside day today. But if that VPOC closes higher, I'd probably look to set that trade up. But that might be holding. Crypto is up this morning. Mara could be a candidate. Mara, Riot, Coinbase, all those guys. But Mara, maybe a little resistance somewhere around 1755. Let's see Riot real quick. Right. Same thing, has resistance maybe about 1948. Coinbase. Yeah, still got some resistance up there. So these guys maybe not yet. XPO. Another one pushing into at least 52-week highs. Is this all-time highs? All-time highs. We're starting to see a couple names hit those all-time highs. Pretty crazy. I think Apple's one of them. XPO. There was another one or two that I saw as well. But yeah, all-time highs. Good breakout candle yesterday. This one I would expect to be a retest. Obviously, 0 targets up there. I have no idea where this one could go, but I can't buy it at all-time highs. Opening, gapping into all-time highs. This would have to be a pullback, and I probably just never own any XPO for me because I don't know where to get in on it. Palantir, a little bit of a gap up, nothing too crazy. WW is at Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers International. Let's be honest, it's just the US. Let's be honest. Could still make some move. We do have 1186 as the last little volume area. Otherwise, Weight Watchers got nothing in it until $16.24. It is a retest gap after 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. So again, this could be, and we do have one little spot above us that could be resistance. So I would expect some chop. I would love to see Weight Watchers actually pull back a little bit. Even into like the, I'll even take it at like 1086 would be decent. But it's got a lot of room on it. It's one of those things greedy longs could get paid on. HSY. So here's something looking different. Hershey's. So this one is a retest gap, and it is hanging into support. I would think this one would want to fade a little bit. Earnings, they beat earnings per share. They did miss 7 mil on Rev. But I want to see if this thing holds the support. Otherwise, we do have some room to the downside. Yeah, this is an area that should hold, I think, on Hershey's. I think this one probably fades higher. I still think longer term, maybe this one comes down a little bit further, and we could even see probably 225.49. But at open, yeah, we are at a little bit of support on this thing. So if it's going to bounce, this is where it has to do it. GNRC. Really, really good gap. Yep, I like this one. Again, we'll see if this is technically a retest gap. I'm going to see if this one pulls back. So I'm not going bullish at open, but I will be looking for a place to buy this one. Retest gap. Let's see if we can pull down a little bit. Maybe even close the day as a full-on retest would be beautiful. But they're generic, you know. We got Microsoft, MSFT. This softy, little bit of a gap up, still inside day. I think there's probably better options to watch, at least at open later during the day. If it gives you a setup, bullish would be the direction I'll be looking at. I got 3 minutes. To me, this is probably a wave 3. So if we do enter into Chewy, it is gapping above a little doji. It was technically a green candle. See if we get a little pullback first. Target on this one would be about 35.24. But be careful. I think you're playing wave 4 on this one. So I think we get one more little bounce. Probably comes down. Longer term, I want to see either double bottom or even retest like this 29.53 zone. So I do think this one could come down a little bit further. We're in this wide open gap at this point. So maybe we could fill this gap even, come into $30 again, maybe even hit 29.57. But even if we get the rotation here, we're below all moving averages. That's a lot of selling. I would expect maybe a little bit of a bounce today. We're probably going counter trend on this one if we go long, but it could get somewhere today. Let's see. We got Chewy, Nvidia pre-market. Yeah, I did cover Nvidia, Amazon. I'm gonna look at the hopefully I got some time. We got retest gap on this one. Decent location. See if we get a little pullback on Amazon before we go long. I'm going to scoot that one a little higher on the list as well. So we'll keep that there. Now let's take a look real quick at Nvidia pre-market. Just to see what this one's doing. If there is any reason why we want to play this one pre-market. There definitely could be. Came back up. This is the retests. I don't think we have to play it pre-market yet. So really, I want to get in somewhere about 465.43. So that's where I want to go bullish. And then we do have this one little candle here. I might play that one as my stop. Let's go stop. Let me get my chart up. What would this be? 465.43 by 461.86. 476. So we're going to need a decent amount on this one for 2 hours. So I'm not going to take this one, obviously, pre-market because it just bell rang. That's how I'd be looking to play it. And probably too late. 476.14. So that's what I'd be looking for. Still could come in. What I would like to do is now move my stop up tighter because that is a large target on. But for everybody out there in Zoom land, make sure you guys smash that like button. Hopefully you guys get the warranty on the computers. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and we got free week next week. Make sure you guys check that all out. Otherwise, be safe out there in the market. It does look bullish, but let's see if we get a pullback first. You guys are incredible. I'll catch all